Welcome to today's live discussion from Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are on chapter 10, the opulence of the absolute, and we'll be covering verses 28 to 35 today. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Mukham karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yatkripa tamham vande Shri Gurum Deentarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hari Om Tat Sat. Verse 28. Ayudhanamaham vajram dhenunamasmi kamadhuk prajanashchasmi kandarpah sarpanam asmi vasukehe. Of weapons I am the thunderbolt, among cows I am the surabhi, of causes for protection I am Kandarp, the god of love, and of serpents I am Vasuki. Verse 29. Anantaschasmi naganam varuno yadasamaham pitrinam maryama chasmi yamaha samyatamaham. Of the many hooded nagas I am Ananta, and among the aquatics I am the demigod Varun. Of departed ancestors I am Aryama, and among the dispensers of law I am Yama, the lord of death. Verse 30. Prahladaschasmi daityanam kalah kalayatamaham mriganam cha mrigendro ham vainetya yascha pakshinam. Among the dead, the demons, I am the devoted Prahlad. Among subduers, I am Time. Among beasts, I am the lion. And among birds, I am Garud. Verse 31. Pavanaha pavatamasmi ramah shastrabhritamaham Jhashanam makaraschasmi srota samsmi jahnavi. Of purifiers I am the wind, of the wielders of weapons I am Ram, of fishes I am the shark, and of flowing rivers I am the Ganges. Verse 32. Sarganama dirantascha madhyam chaivaham arjuna adhyatma vidya vidyanam vadah pravadatta maham. Of all creations I am the beginning and the end, and also the middle. O Arjun, of all sciences I am the spiritual science of the self, and among the logicians I am the conclusive truth. Verse 33. Aksharanam karosmi dvandvah sama sikasya cha ahamevakshah kalo dhataham vishvato mukha. Of letters I am the letter A, and among the compound words I am the dual compound. I am also inexhaustible time, and of creators I am Brahma. Verse 34. Mrityu sarvaharash chaha mudda bhavascha bhavishyatam kirti shriravakcha narinam smritir medha dhriti shama. I am all devouring death, and I am the generating principle of all that is yet to come. Among women I am fame, fortune, fine speech. Among fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. Verse 35. Brihitsam tatha samnam gayatri chandasamaham masanam margashirsho mritunam kusumakarah. Of the hymns in the Samved I am the Brihat Sam, and of poetry I am the Gayatri. Of months I am Margshish, November/December, because the Margshish month sometimes begin from the 1st like it did yesterday, but sometimes it begins towards the end of November. And of seasons I am flower bearing spring. So we have been reading since yesterday. Krishna is telling us in these verses that he is the source of everything. He's all pervading, he's everywhere. Doesn't mean that Krishna is in the physical bhaktis. All the Aishwaryas in everything around us is coming from Krishna. We know, starting from our consciousness is Krishna. The source of that energy is Krishna. So in verse 29, Krishna is saying that of the weapons, he is thunderbolt. Among the cows, the Surabhi cow. Of causes for procreation, God is Skandarpa, the god of love, and among the serpents, Lord is Vasuki. So Surabhi is the famous cow, which can give as much milk as one likes. It is in the spiritual sky in the Krishna Lok. Among the thunderbolts, Krishna says he is, among all the weapons, Krishna is a thunderbolt, which is the most mighty weapon that represents Krishna's powers. And these verses are actually quite self-explanatory. There is not much to say about them. So we'll move to verse 29 now. In verse 29, Lord says that among the Nagas, he is the Ananta. Among the aquatics, Lord is the demigod Varun. And of the departed ancestors, Lord is Aryama. And among the dispensers of Lord is Yama, the Lord of Death. In verse 30, Bhagwan is telling us that among the Daitya demons, Bhagwan is the devoted Prahlad. Among the subduers, Lord is the time. And among the beasts, it is lion. Lord is the representation. Among the beasts, it is lion. And among birds, Garuda. So we can see the Lord's representation in these different living entities. The son of Diti and Aditis. The sons of Aditi are called Adityas, and the son of Diti, they are called the Daityas. The Adityas, they are the devotees of the Lord, and the Daityas, they are completely opposite. They are atheistic. They don't believe in Lord at all. Prahlad Maharaj, though born in the Daityas, he was completely devoted right from his childhood. So he is considered as the representative of Krishna. In verse 31, Bhagwan is telling us that of all the purifiers, Lord is the wind, and of the wielders of weapons, Lord is Ram. And among the fishes, Lord is represented as shark, and among the flowing rivers as Ganges. And in verse 32, Bhagwan is telling us that of all creations, the Lord is the beginning and the end, and also the middle. He's telling Arjun. And of all the sciences, the spiritual science of the self or the soul is Lord. And among all the logicians, Lord is the conclusive truth. So as we explained yesterday as well and before as well, that the cosmic creation is created by the Lord, then maintained, and then finally annihilated. And Lord Brahma is the secondary creator. He is assigned the duty of creation. Once everything is created, once the cosmic scene is set up, then he is populating the different species. But the source of power is coming from Krishna, is coming from Lord. And the annihilation job is given to Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva also comes from Lord Brahma. I think I'm a little bit... okay, I'll have to verify this, this thing what I said. Lord Shiva is also secondary. So Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, they're both actually, they are, Lord Brahma was born from the navel of Lord Vishnu. And Shiva and Brahma, they're both the secondary. So they are given they're assigned the job of, one is assigned the job of annihilation, that is Shiva, Lord Shiva, and Lord Brahma is the one who uh, populates the universes which are created by Lord Vishnu. The source is coming from Lord Krishna. We have to remember that clearly. And the Vedanta Sutra Prabhupada is telling us is particularly that represents Lord Krishna. Vedanta Sutra is the books of logic, the books of religiosity, and the Purans. They all sit together. There are 14 divisions of books of education, the 4 Vedas included, and the 6 supplements. And they all represent Lord Krishna. So among the logicians, there are different kind of arguments, but the conclusive truth is a representation of Krishna. Prabhupada is telling us that trying to just defeat one's opponent is called Vitanda, but the actual conclusion is called the Vada. So, and that conclusive truth is the representation of Lord Krishna. And supporting one's argument with evidence that also supports the opposing side is called the Jalpa. The final conclusive truth, that is Lord Krishna himself. Okay, this was a short session today, and we will continue. Sorry, I have to go till verse 35. I'm only on verse 32. Yes, in verse 33, Lord Krishna says that among the letters, he is the letter A. Among the compound words, Lord is the dual compound, and also in inexhaustible time, and of the creators, Lord is Brahma. So the first letter of the Sanskrit alphabet A, that is also the beginning of the Vedic literature. So the beginning of the sound is also Lord A. There are many compound words, of which dual words like Rama Krishna is called Advandva. Rama hyphen Krishna, that will be Advandva. In this compound, the word Ram and Krishna have the same form, and therefore the compound is called dual. So among all the kind of killers, time is ultimate. Time is the representative of Krishna. And Brahma has 4 heads, and he is the chief, therefore he is the representative of Lord Krishna. And in verse 34, Lord is telling us that he is the all-devouring death, and he is the generating principle of all that is yet to be. Among the women, he is the fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. So the beginning for us is Lord. When we are born, our souls come into existence living in the body. That is also Lord. Our consciousness is Lord. Now when we are living life, it's also Lord, helping us to live through the Lord is the consciousness in our bodies. And when we go away, that moment, it's also Lord. So death is also Krishna. The 7 opulences, fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience, they're all considered feminine qualities. And they are all coming from Lord. Actually, they're all representation of Lord. Memory is the smriti, intelligence is the medha, steadfastness is the dhriti, and steadfastness or the firmness. And when one is fully qualified yet is humble and gentle, and one is able to keep their balance both in sorrow and joy and in ecstasy, that opulence is called kshama. So Lord is the representative in all these vibhutis, in all these qualities. Verse 35, Lord says that among the hymns, he is the Samaved, He is the Brith Psalm of the and of poetry. He is Gayatri. Of months, he is Margshish, which has started now. And of seasons, Lord is a flower bearing spring. The Gayatri mantra is actually the Vedic, is a sound incarnation of Brahman. Brahma is its initiator, and it is passed down from him in disciplic succession. The month of November, December is considered the best of all months because in India the grains are collected. Prabhupada is telling us from the fields, and people are very happy. And the spring season is universally liked because it is very pleasant. It is never very hot or very cold. Flowers and trees, they're all blossoming in that season. They're all flourishing. And there are many pastimes of Lord also narrated during that season. So it is considered to be one of the most joyful of all seasons. So we will continue our discussion of this chapter from verse 36 onwards, and we'll conclude this chapter next time, the opulence of the Absolute. Thank you for joining. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. I wish you all a very pleasant day ahead.